Very good. Thank you for everyone who fully participated. Dear friends, today is Saturday, December 23rd, 2017. If you participate last year retreat, you remember that we learned taking refuge in the 3 jewels. Do you know the song? We learned that taking refuge in the first jewel is what? Taking refuge in who? In the Buddha. Very good. Taking refuge, the second jewel. Very good. Taking refuge in the 3rd jewel. You're very good. Excellent. So taking refuge in the Buddha is you taking refuge in whom? Who is Buddha? The awakened beings, right? Fully awakening one. But more important, the Buddha wants us to take refuge in our Buddha nature, the nature of understanding, the nature of awareness, the nature of a deep insight. That's what the Buddha wants us to take refuge, most importantly. But because we're a beginner, we have to take refuge in Him first, then develop the nature of understanding and awareness within ourselves. Taking refuge in Dharma is taking refuge in the nature of compassion. This is what makes the Buddhism different from other religions, is that we are strongly cultivate understanding and compassion. And taking refuge in Sangha is the nature of learning how to live harmony and awareness with our friends, ourselves. So coming here is going to help you cultivate that compassion, understanding, and learning how to live in awareness moment and in harmony. So before I will share my lecture, could we sing the song that we have learned last year? Just to refresh your memory. Together? It's up there on... So together with me. I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya. I take refuge in the Dhamma, of understanding and love. Namo Dharmaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Dharmaya. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community that live in harmony and awareness. Namo Sanghaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. I know the original song changed to Mindful Harmony, so it makes it easy to sing, but I like to keep it harmony and awareness, so that you remember that's what the Sangha means, to live harmony and awareness, not just mindful. So just emphasize the word of Sangha. But I know you're a good singer, so you do better than the second time. How about you guys together? And I would just go and listen. Together? It's easy. It's just one rhythm. 2, 3. I take refuge. There you go. There you go. Very good. Very good. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Very good. Very good. I hope you will sing Sunday night on your for your town show. Very good. So this year, I'd like to share the fundamental of 5 mindfulness training to connect to my talk last year. Now, in Buddhist tradition, the 5 mindfulness training refer to the 5 precepts. Who had not take refuge in 3 jewels and officially become a Buddhist? Who have not? Just one, huh? After this lecture, I hope you will make commitment to expand your spiritual life stronger in the belief in walking on the path of compassion and understanding. Very good. Just one person. Very good. So what are the 5 precepts then? In order, please. No killing. Okay, how about do in order? How about in order? First one, no killing, you got it right. Second precept. Yes, there you go. No stealing, very good. No, before no lying is what? Sexual misconduct, very good. Number 4, no lying, very good. No drinking any consuming intoxicant to your body. Very good. So the new term that we use so that you be more awareness and it's more of the terminologies of this century is mindfulness training. So 5 precepts is referred to mindfulness training. Now, why does 5 precepts refer to mindfulness training? It is a mindfulness training because it is a training. The more training you have, the better person you become, right? More skillful you are, right? But in this case, we add the word mindfulness training, which means mindfulness. The term of mindfulness is the energies of knowing what inside of you, you're feeling, you're emotional. You need to know, you need to recognize that. When you're not happy, you need to know that you're not happy. When you're angry, you need to know that you're angry. When you're sad, depressed, you need to know all that. The mindfulness energy helps you to recognize that. Because if you don't recognize that, what's going to happen? You're going to get yourself in hurt. So mindfulness energy is aware of what inside of you and around you. So if you know what inside of you going on, you know how to take care of yourself. And if you know what around you, then you see things, you perceive in the right way. Let's say if you're angry, you see this person differently, right? But when you're happy, you see this person, the same person differently too, right? So who's right and who's wrong? Your emotional make you believe what you see is negative because you're not happy. But your emotional lets you see it's positive or you're happy about it because you're feeling happy about yourself. If that makes sense? So the mindfulness energy is very important. You need to know what is going on inside of you. At the same time, you need to know what around you. and ease of this training. And when you see that, you will prevent yourself making a lot of mistakes. You see yourself preventing yourself from making mistakes. You will help yourself live more at peace and more happy and more content at the present moment. So mindfulness training is to see how much you are aware at the moment, to see each of this precept. The more mindfulness you are, the more you recognize your action, your thinking, and your speech. So mindfulness also helps you in line to help you protecting you from making mistakes and from hurting others and yourself too. So that's what we refer mindfulness training to. Let you see these are the training to help you live more happy, peace, freedom, and those qualities make you become successful in life. Truly successful based on peace and happy and freedom. And if you don't have that, your successful is meaningless. It's meaningless. Do you agree with me on that? Some people can have very successful, but why they're so suffer? Because they're not at peace. They're not happy. They're not free in themselves. So even they have $1 million in their hand, it's meaningless to them. But some people who don't have that much money, like myself, I don't have any money, but why I'm very happy? Because I'm always trained myself to be at peace and to be happy, to let go what is not necessary. So having a lot of money does not mean it's a true happiness, right? But having a lot of happiness, that is truly successful. That's truly money there. Before I begin the first mindfulness training, can someone come up here and volunteer to read out loud? Slowly, and if you are digesting every word that you are reading and penetrating every one heart. So who can volunteer to read the first precept of the first mindfulness training? Please introduce your name.
Choose one?
Yeah, no, first one.
First.
Please introduce your name before you read. Take your time.
I'm Jacob. The first precept, the first mindfulness training. Reverence for life. Aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I am committed to cultivating compassion and learning ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I am determined not to kill, not to let others kill, not to support any act of killing in the world, in my thinking and in my way of life.
So the first precept refers to the first mindfulness training, reverence for life. Aware of the suffering caused by destruction of life, I'm committed to cultivating compassion and learning ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I'm determined not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to support any act of killing in the world, in my thinking and in my way of life. See, the first precept is just not about not to kill. Taking life of someone, you probably won't do it because you will pay back for sure, right? You would end up in a jail, and the next life you have to pay your life back to those you kill. But here you see that there is 3 ways that's contributing to killing. First one is what? The first we contribute is self-harming. Right? So killing here, I don't want you to just think that you are killing a life only. But here we know that it's just also in our thinking too. When we think something negative, that means we're killing. We're killing who? Who are we killing when we think negative? Ourselves. A negative emotional like the depression, sadness, despair, loneliness, fear. You lock yourself in this darkness. That's a negative idea. And that is, you are killing yourself. And just yesterday, when I was sitting with the Venerable, we was having conversation, and one of the Venerable told us that just recently in Thanksgiving, this young lady who just graduated from pharmacy school, and she had working as a pharmacist for 2 years. And she's an exchange student from Vietnam. So you see, after become a pharmacist, you can see that she's very successful in her life already, right? And had a husband and 2 children. She sponsored her mother to come to the United States. Her husband does not satisfy with her mother and doesn't want her mother to live with them. So every day he's just making her, because they have interfaith religion marriage. He's a Catholic and she's a Buddhist. And so when she arrived, her mother, he didn't want her mother to live with them. So every day he told her, you know, let your mom move out, tell your mom to go out, live somewhere else, So there's a lot of pressure on her. You can imagine how was she going through, working at the company, and then coming home, dealing with all this. And you know what happened? She committed suicide on Thanksgiving Day. Because she's let all that depression, stress, anxiety, worry, and fear in her feel like hopeless. She couldn't help her mother. She couldn't make her husband understand about her mother. She couldn't leave her mom. Because her mom is the one who had raised her up, helping her to come to the United States and study and become successful. So she owed a lot of great debt for her mother. But the husband that she loved, who don't understand, so she's right in the middle. She doesn't talk to anyone about this. So she ended up committing suicide just very recently. That's called killing. Killing who? Killing herself. And in Buddhist tradition, when you kill yourself, commit suicide, you become a lost soul. Because your mind is confused, your mind is full of stress and worry and fear and despair. So you lost in the dark realms, never escape out that. In order for you to reborn in a different form, a better reincarnation and better form of life, you have to know where you want to go after death. But here, when you commit suicide, how do you know where you want to go, right? The only thing in your mind is loneliness, stress, and sad, and frustration, and confusion, right? So she's become lost. I will pray for this lady. Well, you should too. So that's called killing yourself. I mean, I know you take an equipment, a weapon to kill someone, you probably won't do that. But nowadays, there's a lot of people are doing that. The first thing I want to recognize is called a way of killing. It's self-harm. The action of killing or self-harm. Now, whether through your thinking or action, that's considered killing. So never have negative thoughts in your mind. When you think something bad about yourself, negative about yourself, like you're not pretty, you're not smart, you're not good, talk to someone that way. Sit and meditate, follow your breathing. Let your mind relax. Once your mind relaxed and calm, you would not think negative about yourself, no matter what people say. You have to see this. You have to take this very seriously, because the percentage of the young teen had performed self-harm is very high nowadays. And one of the reasons because of social network. And we are living in a country that is so selfishness. Everyone want to see ourselves as important person. And we want everyone to agree with us, to satisfy with us, to accept us, right? But that's not how the world built, right? So you need to be very smart. You need to be very clear of who you are. And you have to see this. Your body is made up of your ancestor and your future generation. So this body is not your alone. You can see that in your body is built in certain elements. Water is considered what? Blood. Fire, your own breath, the heat. Wind, your movement. And earth is bone, skin, tendon, and all that. So this body is not your alone, okay? You agree that, right? This body is your parent given to you, and the whole cosmos make this body happen. And your job is to keep this body well, keep the mind healthy for the future generation, for your children. Or if you decide to become a monk, for your student, like myself. So anytime you have a negative thoughts about yourself, wanting to kill yourself, commit suicide, please talk to someone. But before getting to that commit suicide, you should, when you are not happy, you should sit and follow your breathing. Take a moment, let your body and relax. You will know when you feel stressed. When your eyes blinks, in Asian they believe that left eye blink is a good luck and right eye blink is a bad luck. No, that's not it. When any eye is blinking, that means you are in stress. You need to rest. You need your body, let your body rest. You let your mind relax. When you feel pain on the shoulder, upset stomachs, or any pain on your body, you know that you are stressed. You need to relax. And having enough sleep, that's also very helpful. Prevent that too, your stress. So again, self-harming or self-performing, killing yourselves by thinking negative. So any act that you are doing, whether through your thinking and whether through action, that you're harming your life, you're harming other life, it's mean killing. So for other simple practice, let's say at your house you have ants, and most of the time when you see ants and cockroaches, what do you guys do? You smash it, you kill, you spray. But there's a way that we do it as a Buddhist, as a person who practices compassion. First thing, prevent it. Keep your house clean. When you finish eating something, wash your dishes right away. Never have food on the counter. Never leave food in your room. Your room should be your sleeping area only. Your living room should be your study room. Your kitchen should be your eating room. Make it clear on that perspective. And if you prevent all the cleaning, your room, every part of your house, there should be no ants and cockroaches. But let's say you have an old house and you couldn't prevent that. Then before you use a spray, kill something, you have to give that notice. You tell the ants, in 3 days I will spray. So please leave. It will leave. Because I had told most Westerners to practice like this, and they did it. One of this man, he had a mouse in his house, so he went out and get a trap. And I told him that when you set up the trap, tell the mouse, give him a notice, 3 weeks, 1 week, how long ever that you can. And so after 3 weeks, he decided after 3 weeks, this is what he did. He put a trap, put a cheese in there. He didn't find any mouse in there. And now from that on, there was no mouse in his house. It worked, so why don't you try to do this? If you have cockroaches and ants in your house, first clean your house first. Let's be practical. Clean your house first. Secondly, when there is, give notice. You actually If you're truly Buddhist, you know some of the chant. There is a chant, a mantra. You chant before you spray too. If you don't know any chants, then you recite Namo Ayira Phật. Namo Ayira Phật means I wish you have a long and healthy life. That's what it means. So that's what when you come to the Buddhist temple, monastery, Buddhist Ayira Phật. That means they wish you live a long, healthy life. And so you recite 10, 30, 100, and tell them maybe 1 week you will spray, and you will find amazing that there is no ends there. I have done this, and so I believe they can understand you. All living beings have the nature to understand your language. If the language filled with compassion, if the language contained with compassion, everyone can understand, right? Even I don't speak Spanish, but if I say in Vietnamese or English with compassion, he can understand what I'm trying to say too. Try it. All insects are considered living beings. Buddha said all living beings have Buddha nature. And because they are in Buddha nature, you only need to speak with compassion. They will understand you. Try that. Try that, please. Do that experiment for me and see how true it can be. So the first act, one way of killing is self-perform. The act of harming or killing. So you should not harm yourself or other being, whether through your thinking or in a way of life. Can I have someone up here write for me and tell you? Who can write for me? Okay, second one, tell others to perform the act of killing. Tell others. Telling others to perform the act of killing and harming. So this is the second way. You don't kill. You don't perform the act of killing, but you tell others to kill though. Let's say at your house you have ants and cockroaches, but you say, oh, I'm a Buddhist, so I won't do it. So you tell your little brother to do it. Well, guess what? Who do the killing? You, not your little brothers, because your little brother had to listen to you. So he didn't kill, but it was you who tell him, so you actually do the acting of killing. Are you familiar with a game called, you can sit down, thank you, the blue whale game? You know this game, I hope you're not involved in this, because the part of this game, just recently, 2016, I had read this article, and someone actually believed in this game and ended up committing suicide. Because the game is required to commit suicide in order to win the challenge. So the players, the administrator requests the players, there's required like about several tests that they have to complete within a 50-day period. And on the 50-day, the challenge part is to require that player to commit suicide in order to win that game. If that sounds stupid to you, very good. Very good. Then you are very smart and wise. Can you believe someone actually commits suicide for that? And of course, people who participate in this game, you know there's something wrong with the mentality already. They're probably very depressed. I don't know how the games go because they didn't tell you. You only know when you're in the game, and they tell you have to do it. But this young girl, she actually ended up committing suicide because she believed that that's how she can win the challenge, because that's what required. That's called telling someone to kill. That's the act of killing. This person, administrator, who set up the game, he doesn't do any killing, but he tells that this is what you have to do, this is what you have to do, and by the end of 50 days, this is what you need to do in order to win the game. Can you see that? how sickness nowadays in our society. And now you know why I said when you come in here, you are investing for your future happiness. Yeah, there's crazy people out there, I'm telling you, on the social network. When you know people saying something that make you lose your ability of peace, capacity of peace and happy, you know it's wrong. You don't need to listen, you don't need to read further on it. You don't need to do anything to on it. You just need to step away and take care of yourself and your body and mind. And help other kids who are younger not be a victim to the game like this. That's called telling others to kill. That's taking someone's life. But they're making that kind of game on the social internet. So on Facebook, I don't know if you guys sign up for Facebook or other social network. But if you don't read information that is so ridiculous and so harming to your mind and body. Or what about in thinking? Let's say that you're involved with a group. Your group have 4 or 5 people, and you guys get along very well. And suddenly you tell this girl not to play with this girl, or this boy not to play with this boy. That is called killing of happiness. You're killing your group happiness. So breaking a discord, breaking harmony, also the act of killing of happiness. And in terms of killing happiness, lead to what? Lead to violence. Right? That's how wars start, right? That's how violence starts. We break the happiness relationship with us and our friend, with our family, with our spouse. So I want you to understand not to kill. This is how we have to see deeply like that. Don't think just not to kill is mean not to take life. No, not to kill here. The Buddha wants us to understand not to kill in our mind, not to kill happiness, not to take our life or take other people's life or take other people's happiness. That's how you should study. That's how we should understand. So never making anyone hurt or harm and others. So never make criticism or criticize anyone, how they look, how they think, how they perform. Because each of us born differently. Each of us had its own fortunate. Some of us very lucky is born out to have a very wealthy family who provide everything. Some of us had to born out to work really hard to get to where we wanted. Some are born to look very attractive. Others are not yet. Not yet. Which means that they have a chance to build a happiness. Because happiness, beauty is within, inside out, not out from in, right? You might not look pretty right now, but you live a very healthy life, you live a very happy life, you live very generous and kind life, you will have that beauty. Appearance changes all the time. Just remember, your appearance changes all the time. It depends how you live your life, how you eat, how you think, and how you act. It's contribute to your beauty. So don't criticize anyone, but be very supportive, very caring. And you can't do that, walk away. Walk away, don't. The world is already too much difficult, too much suffering. We don't need to bring that into this world. And I'm sharing this with you because I know each and every one of you have that leadership in you. Because if you don't have the leadership, you would never come here. If you don't have compassion, you would never come here. If you don't have understanding, you would not come here. Even you say, oh, my parents make me come here. My parents want me to come here. I was forced to come here. No, that's part of it. But if you don't want to come here, your parent cannot force you. And you cannot sit and still and listen to me like this. Right? So part of you have leadership in you. And in you have compassion, understanding you. And it's growing slowly. And I want you to really grow it fully. And the third one is called supporting or encouraging the act of killing. Can you write it? To support and encourage the act of killing. Yeah. So sometimes you didn't tell others to kill. You didn't think of killing, but you saw someone who killing, you applaud. Yay! Good job, killing those ants. Good job, killing those cockroaches. Good job making that person feel upset and mad and angry, and that person's sad. Like, I don't know that, had you ever had a moment where you saw this girl criticize this girl, and you would sit out, you stand beside her, and you saw it, you were so happy, yes, someone did that for me. Is that you having at that moment? Good. A little. Well, if you do, please, that's also the act of killing too. You kill the happiness in the thinking. So if you see someone who hurting someone, don't applaud, please. If you see someone, even that person is your enemy too. Even that person that you dislike, you should not support that. But you should feel sympathy and hoping this person will not be hurt by others. Or you see people who don't protect environment, who destroy our environment, pouring chemical in the river, in the water, and you do the same thing. It's when you dump trash in the water, in the pond or river, or you support any act of harming. So, if you let's go be very basic. If you see someone who is not being nice to each other, and even that person you don't like, please don't applaud. Don't feel happy. Let's come, and if you can, come and talk and share your moment with that person, helping that person live more a happy life. Some people give us being very difficult to us, and angry is because they're not happy, right? They're not happy about their family. They're not happy about themselves. They're not happy about their life in general, and they don't have a way to utilize that, so they pour it on you. They act it out. They do a stupid thing. They're being mean. But they don't, deep inside, they don't want to do that. But they have no way out. There's no escape. So they act out like that. But you know better. You don't support that. You help them overcome. Even that person you don't like. You should come and cheer them, listen to them, help them overcome any difficulties that they are going through. And as you're growing up, I hope that you will be part of the society and environment, protect the environment, the mineral water, the earth. Because if our world we live in is not healthy, it's not clean, we're not going to be able to live happy. The Buddha said we are with each other. People who next to you are not happy, you cannot be happy, right? The world you live in, you live your house clean, but the environment around you is not healthy. Your house cannot be clean all the time. Forever, right? It will cause a natural disaster, and all kind of disaster will come. So to conclude my talk, I have 10 more minutes, is that, remember the Buddha said, when you practice refraining from killing, you increase your lifespan. You live long, healthy life. Who don't want to live long, healthy life? Very good. That's good. That's what you got to listen to, mommy. We all want to live long, healthy life. Well, protect life. Will help you that. I'd like to share you a story from the Buddhist legend story. The story goes like this. One day the Zen master called his student his novice to come and tell him that, my student, you have 7 more days to live. I'd like you to go home and visit your parents, spend quality time with them, because your life can only live in 7 more days. So on his way home, on his way walking home, he saw these ants, thousands of ants, was being washed away from rainwater. And he feels sympathy for this ant. There's suddenly compassion and loving kindness arise in him. And he wants to save these ants. And so you know what he did? He took off his shirt and drew all the ants into the dry land. And that's how he saved. So he did, he drew all the ants from the rainwater as much as he could. And so when he finished, he went, he came home and he told his parents that he only had 7 more days to live, because that's what the master told him. So he asked his parents to build him a coffin, for him to be ready to die. And so his parent was very devastated and sad, because he's just a young novice. He's only about 10 years old. And they can't bear to depart their young, lovable son. So they spent a good time together, and on the 7th day, he went into the coffin, ready to lie down and gently close his eye and waiting to die. While his parents were standing beside the coffin, sobbing, crying and sobbing and sad. And so after the 7th day went by, he's still alive, he didn't die. And then the 2nd day, he still lived. And then the 3rd day, he still lived. And so his parent himself was surprised, like, why are you still alive? You're not dying yet. So his parents said, you know what, maybe your master probably make a mistake. But the young novice monk said, no, I know he's right. He's always right. He can't be wrong. There's something going on. So he got out of the coffin and ran into the monastery. And when his master saw him, he was surprised, saying, so why are you still here? So you must have done something. And he's like, he thought a while and he said, no, I didn't do anything. No, think deeply. My student, what did you do on your way home? You must have done something, good act. And he thought a while and he said, well, I saved some of the ants. I took off the suit and drew all the ants away from the rainwater. And the master said, that's it. That's help you to increase your lifespan. You will live for a very long, healthy life. So if you're born this life, the Buddha said that you are very healthy and you rarely get sick. And you're in very good physical shape. That's being your last life, your previous life, you never, or at least you don't perform the act of killing of anyone or any life, or even in your thinking or in your thinking. So that's why this life you are very healthy and very attractive. But if you're born this life and you're very weak, now we get sick because your last life you have harmed some life. So how many of you feel that you are very strong, have a strong health of this life? Very good. So only 3 out of 40 of you here? 3. I'm sure most of you other people agree with yourself that you have a very strong healthy life. But if you don't, please protect life is being protecting yourself. Loving other life is being loving yourself. So you want to love yourself, you have to love other lives. You want to love your friends, yourself, love your friends first, your parents first. It's all coming in for you. So let's summarize. There are 3 ways of killing, whether through thinking or in way of life. Number 1 is what? Self-forms. Number 2, would I look at the board? Number 2 is what? Very good. Number 3? Had you learned this before? Now you know. And I want you to elaborate more and practice more deep, doing more contemplation, reflect more so that you live well on this precept, okay? And help other people. Remember, your body is not your own body, okay? Your body belongs to who? Our ancestor and God, you got really smart. Very good. Yeah, very good. You get the high point that I want to emphasize. Very good. Thank you very much for your listening.